Hey y'all, it's Indigo here coming at you with round two. We're in the final week of season 5 of Grand Arena Championships. And let me show you guys how things went this round. Take a look at the board here real quick. You can see that me and my opponent both set our General Skywalkers on defense. Doing my homework on this guy, it was kind of like 50-50 whether or not he'd put his Skywalker on defense or not. And I didn't know if he had a solid counter. It looked like sometimes his counters messed up. So he had a Skywalker team down there and a Newt team. And then up top, it was pretty easy. He had First Order and then Scoundrels. So seeing that there's an easy road, I'm definitely going to take that first. That way I can see what's in the back and kind of go based off that for the rest of the board. So for his First Order, I'm just going to mirror it. And it's pretty easy. My First Order are, I would say, comparatively geared. And once you get to go, it doesn't matter if you're first or second. In this case, I went first, and I just keep his crew on timeout. And that way he can't do a 2-turn stun on me. There's really nothing he can do. Go after First Order Officer, get him taken out. That way he can't cleanse the stun. And that way you can keep controlling the board. It's an easy way to kind of lock everybody down, and then that way when you get close to the end, you can work on your points. So that's all I did, take him out. Now I'm kind of just working around, where I can get to it. I've got Stormtrooper working on taking him out. You can see I hit him with Executioner. Almost got him here. And just did a basic hit because I wanted to save my stun. I didn't want to waste it on Stormtrooper there. So hang on to that. It's really good to use against crew just to keep him locked down. Keep doing the turn meter spam with old Kylo. Now I can stun crew for 2 more turns, take out Stormtrooper, and we're in business. Work on Executioner just because he does big hits. Don't want him to be ramping up on us, getting a wrong hit in at the wrong time. And so he's almost dead. There he goes. And now it's down to just the 2 Kylos. And here's where you can stretch the battle out a little bit. Try to recoup those extra banners. Because I don't know how efficient my opponent's going to be. Based on his history, I mean, he wasn't always the most efficient player. But he definitely put in some work. So I don't know if he's, got a ton saved for offense or what. And he hasn't moved at the time I went to do these battles. So I have no information to base it on. It's nice when they go nice and early and you can use their progress to kind of judge what you need to do. But I don't have that luxury here. So I'm just trying to recoup whatever banners I can for protection. Make sure I finish with a full 60. And I'm just about there. That should do it. So 60 banners for First Order. Done with that. We'll take out the next team. And for his Scoundrels, just use JTR. That's why I wanted to go this way, because I can use 2 of my B teams and not have to burn my A teams, because I put Darth Revan and my General Skywalker on defense out front. So he's going to have those 2 things to deal with. But that leaves me with a lot less to attack with. So if I can use 2 B teams, I need to go ahead and use them. And then hopefully I can use like 1 more, and then budget my remaining top counters accordingly. So we're just using JTR here against the Scoundrels. It's all about control, turn meter manipulation, and getting those exposes out. I know JTR is going to be a fantastic squad here in the near future once those new characters become farmable. Now, we don't know if we're going to use resistance under JTR lead, or whether it's going to be the new Ray or what. But I do know everybody's going to have some stacked resistance pretty soon. So we're going to have to be on our game to be dealing with those. You can see here I'm just stealthing everybody. Leave BB-8 out there to kind of take some hits. He's got Illuminated Destiny going off. And it's all about getting out the crits to get the exposes to fuel the turn meter train while I'm knocking them down. So that's all I'm doing here. trying to get after the ones that do the most damage, like Canderous. Took him out. Now it's just down to Zalbar and Kira. So we'll dogpile Zalbar, and he's almost gone. Continue working on him. And now it's just Kira. Now, without Finn in the party, there's really nothing I can do to heal the whole team. Holdo does have a healing move, but it's not something that will top everybody up. So I wasn't able to get a perfect 60 banners there, but, you know, close enough, I think. Now we'll open up that back zone. You can see he's got some Nightsisters there, all relicked up. And he's got a Grievous team, and it's a standard Grievous team, which is pretty good because I've been practicing with my Nightsisters against those, like in Territory Wars. So I'm going to work on taking out his Grievous team, and then work on taking out the Nightsisters and see where we're at. So here we go. We got the Grievous matchup with my Nightsisters. MT lead, of course. That way, every time they die and come back, they're going to keep boosting up Daka's health and help ramp up Asajj. Make her power up a bit. One thing that goes a little bit differently is it feels like a struggle right from the get-go, and normally I don't have that issue. I can go through, take these guys out, and I mean, it gets dicey when you start losing Nightsisters, but usually I don't run into problems where they go after Daka. She always has plenty of health by the time I get going, and here I run into a little bit of problems early, it seems like. Maybe it's because I got Plague to stick. I know Plague is going to cause Grievous to then mark a droid, and you have to go after that droid once he's under 100% health. And so you can see Grievous is doing his thing, and they went right after Daka there. Droideka did, unfortunately, chose Daka for the big hit. So that kind of sucks. Luckily, I was able to heal her right back up with Asajj's heal. And then I was debating whether or not I wanted to use the revive to bring MT back. But instead, I saved it and was using the basic. That way I could call her from the grave. Get some extra deaths and try to power up just a little bit more. So right away, I mean, it went bad, but then it quickly turned around. Once you start killing people and bringing them back from the grave like that as a freebie, you just save that revive, you can see how quick it went, where I'm now down to just Grievous, trying to take him out. I've got everybody back alive, everybody healed up. Now I'm just stacking on the Plague, hitting them with the basics, trying to, you know, lay all the debuffs and everything I can do. So there he goes. Down into the red, and good night, Grievous. 55 banners, which is par for the course, so I'm happy there. Now we'll go against his Nightsisters with my Padme team. And I normally do use Padme if I'm not using that FO Watt. I can't do that in this situation, but I've got Padme going, and this is a new comp I've been trying because I've been trying to save my Jedi for this Darth Rev encounter in case he has it. So you end up using Grandmaster Yoda under Padme instead of Jedi Knight Anakin. So it works a little bit differently. You don't have the healing immunity. You don't have that big AoE mass hit to everybody. And I think that does come into play. It makes it a lot more difficult when you're dealing with Relic Nightsisters. And my Galactic Republic aren't the best. You know, they're not high Relic or anything. GK, I think, is Relic 5. Yoda in this one is Relic 5. Ahsoka's Relic 5. I think Padme's only like Relic 2. And then Shakti, I just got to Relic 7 a little bit ago. I'm not sure if it was before lock this week or what. But I got her to Relic 7 in prep for LSTB. So that's where she's at now. And if she's not for this week, she sure will be, you know, for the next go-around. So you can see I'm still working. Time's come off the clock, and I really haven't made any progress. The only good thing, I guess, is that you do have Ahsoka on here, and you have Shakti, and both of those dispel on their basic, which helps you to get rid of that zombie taunt. kind of get rid of that. And as long as you're using specials, you'll call Ahsoka to assist, and that'll also help get rid of that taunt. Otherwise, you'd be stuck half the time behind Zombie's taunt, not being able to do anything. You can see I'm really struggling here. I got people plagued, Padme's stunned, and there went GK, and he's your, main punching bag. You don't want them to be focusing on everybody else. So maybe it's just a matter of practice, having to learn kind of the nuances of playing this composition of this team. Or maybe I need to change it up. Put R2 in there or something, get some stuns going, something like that. But for now, this is what I have. I entered the battle this way, so I'm just trying to do damage, working on Daka, trying to take her out. If I can get her gone, that's a huge, huge plus. So I do, thankfully, get rid of her. And now it's just all about who else can I take out that's going to make my life easier. Without Daka reviving and constantly healing and trying to stun people, maybe I can get a hit in on somebody else. And I really want to take out, MT, of course, with the plague. She keeps hitting me every time everybody doesn't have that protection up. I get stuck. So luckily I was able to get a kick in there, kick her into oblivion, get rid of her. Now I can focus on Asajj, get some hits in there and take her out. Now it's finally feeling like it's a little bit easier. Take out, Spirit and Zombie. Zombie keeps taunting, but eventually I'll be able to get around that once I dispel it with one of my Shakti or Ahsoka. So just got to keep at it. Still got time on the clock, but it's winding down. So I got to try to make my move here and take this Spirit out, and I do. And now it's just Zombie. There's no way I'm going to be able to heal up. So the banners are going to suck. And they do. Only 52 banners for that. So not great. But I cleared half the board, and that leaves his General Skywalker out front, because I don't know exactly what I want to use. But that's where I left it. I went to sleep last night, and he hadn't moved. And so I woke up this morning, checked it. He still hadn't gone. I got the kids off to school and everything. And then I come back, and he had finally gone and made his move. Let me show you that. So there's what I came back to. Open up my screen, and he had cleared off half my board and then another front section, gotten past my Darth Revan and my General Skywalker, and it looked like he had hit both of the squads in the back because they were both slumped over. So I went to go check those out. I forgot to video record that, but I did take a screenshot. So let me show you this. You might get a kick out of this. Alright, here's that back zone. You can see my bounty hunter squad. I threw Zalbar in there because he's got fast enough imps to take out my regular bounty hunter squad if I had a boss lead, but I didn't know if he'd be able to handle having a taunt in the middle. Like, everybody puts in pre-taunts, and his imps were clocked to get rid of that. Stark goes, and then Death Trooper goes and dispels the taunt, and then he can focus on who he wants. But what's he going to do if in the middle of working on somebody they trigger Zalbar's taunt, and then he has to go focus on them? So I figured that'd mess up his imps, and then might mess up whatever other team he had, planned to use. I don't know. I wasn't going to use him for anything anyway, and it looks like he did his job. So it took him a few tries there on the bounty hunters, couldn't get through. And then he tried once on that Newt team. I've got Newt, Dooku, Jango, Nest, and then Baze. I threw Baze in there for a pre-taunt just to be able to make sure he couldn't focus on somebody else right off the bat, without taking in a really good team. And then Dooku's going to go, put everybody under stealth, speed up the team. Jango's going to hit like a truck. My Nest also is going to hit hard and daze everybody. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what he used there. So he got stuck on that back zone. He's not going to clear that. All I have to do is clear at least one other zone and make sure I'm good on points, and we'll see what's what. So I gotta kill his General Skywalker, and it's easier said than done, because I don't know if you guys have run into this, but nowadays, General Skywalker counters a whole bunch. He counters extra times rather than just dropping to his knees. He'll hit you back. So it tears up that CLS counter that I normally use. So let's go ahead and jump in and start working on this, and I will show you guys how this went down. Alright, we've got CLS Han Chewie, all Relic 7, Relic 3 Old Ben, and then my little Gear 11 Watt, 6 stars Watt. Throw the weapons tech on Han. Unfortunately, at Gear 11, Wampa steals the guard from my CLS, so gotta be careful. Right now, I'm going after General Skywalker, trying to make sure my people at least live. Han hits like a truck, so I want to try and get him to drop. Right now, things are going according to plan. Obi-Wan does his mind tricks, throws ability block up on everybody. That's good. And now it's about, can I start taking some of these guys out before Skywalker gets up? Because that's when he takes out Obi-Wan, and then I don't have a taunting tank, and he can go after whoever he wants. So trying to take out 5s. Had really bad success with the real tanky 5s. Now I got that tank tech, throw that on Obi-Wan. That way, for sure, he should be able to taunt. Got rid of 5s. Now I'm just trying to get rid of whoever I can. At this point, you want to just get rid of as many clones as you can. It doesn't necessarily matter which ones. So luckily, I was able to get rid of a couple there. And Obi-Wan took that opening barrage and didn't die, which is great. I like him to be able to live, if he can, through a couple topples. But you can see he's getting low in health. And the extra counters right there that Skywalker does just took Obi-Wan out. I would have much rather had him live and be able to take the barrage whenever he stands back up. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that. So we'll throw a tech on Chewie there, try and keep him alive. Him and Han are really, really important to this. So don't want those guys to die. And I'm hoping I can just knock out both clones here, because I don't know if I can survive another topple. It's really tough. Thankfully, General Skywalker went after Watt there and killed Watt instead of killing Han or Chewie or even CLS. And look, you can see he did kill CLS, but thankfully I was able to get him with my Han and Chewie. It was not pretty at all. 50 banners flat, but it's much better than having to try to clean it up with something else good and wasting another top team. So I'll take it. That's all I needed to do was get past that one. Now I've got one more squad to deal with, and I'm debating, what do I want to take in? I've got Traya and I've got Jedi Knight Revan. Now my opponent never sets Geos on defense hardly at all, so I shouldn't need my Traya and Scion, and he also hardly doesn't set Darth Revan on defense, so I don't know if I'll need my Jedi, but I figure Jedi are a little bit more powerful than the Triumvirate at this point, so you gotta make a choice, you know. I gotta pick one and use them here and save the other one for the back. So that's what I'm gonna do. I pick a Triumvirate, put Thrawn in there, put Wampa in there. That way I'm for sure able to have some control over this, you know, be able to fracture people, right there, fractured nest, kind of put her on timeout. I've got isolate too, so I've got weapons to use to kind of control the board a little bit, make sure I can go focus on who I want to, get in Drain Force with Nihilus, and I'm going after Dooku, trying to get him out. That's one less to have to deal with. I'm not worried about Nest at all at this point, because I can just annihilate her. I'm stuck in her taunt, so I just used a basic there. Didn't want to waste an annihilate on Juhani, so not going to bother with that. Just attack her with Wampa, try to get her out of there. Not quite. Got one death on Newt, so keeping at it. You can see that everybody's taking protection hits. I'm not going to get great banners, but as long as I clear, I'm in good shape. So Annihilate Nest there. Now I don't have to worry about being stuck, with just her to deal with. I've still got Juhani, I've got Shore, and I've got Newt left to deal with. Trying to get rid of some of this extortion, because that stuff will really mess up your run once it gets going. Thankfully, Wampa also hits like a truck, so we got rid of Newt there. Now it's just the 2 tanks to deal with. They don't really have any damage, so I can still get rid of some extortion, try to top up protection with Thrawn, and get maybe a couple banners back. I'm just trying to do the best I can. I don't have to worry about losing the match, thankfully, but I'm not going to get the greatest banners. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of damage and not the big hits, just to see if I can get back around to Thrawn's protection move, because he's almost topped up, and I can't tell if Wampa is or not. Thankfully, he's got his protection move, so gave it to Wampa, and there we go. 58 banners on that. Can't complain. And then we open up the back, and what do I see? What he never sets on defense, Geos. And so there they are. He left me with some Geos. So, okay, we deal with that. I'm not used to Jedi Knight Revan against Geos, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just blow the dust off some of these Jawas. I'm going to let these guys handle it. His Geos aren't the most, geared up, relicked up or anything. So these guys should be able to handle it. There's still a couple of them gear 12 and the rest are gear 11. So they're not in tip-top shape, but they're okay. Just got to have them go after Scavenger last, hopefully, and land plenty of bombs, and they should be doing okay. So thankfully they are. I was able to see which one Scavenger was, and they're going after him last. He's the one over there standing still at full health. So glad they went after him last. And there they go. And now he gets to do his move. Kaboom. So yay for Jawas. Only 47 banners, but got rid of it. And that saved my Jedi Revan team for this last team. He got his bounty hunters there. Jango lead, doesn't matter. When you got Jedi Revan, you're just going to rip through them like nothing anyway. So throw the mark on Jango. Just take him out just because. I don't need to worry about boss because I do plenty of damage. Look at that. Got rid of Jango. Got rid of some others. Got boss down into the red now. So take him out like nothing. Now it's just Boba left. And that's it for that. Take those guys out quick. Got 58. And I've cleared his whole board, and he's stuck on mine. So, not the prettiest score, but I'm not going to make Kyber this season, so who cares? It was pretty fun getting to use Jawas again. So, 1879 to his 1572. Alright, we'll see you guys in the next round. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.